Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. We'll start with the headlines. His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Saeed reviews with the Japanese ambassador the existing bilateral cooperation between the two countries. His Excellency, the Minister of Health, hands over the presidency of his chairmanship of the World Health Organization round to the General Assembly at its 70th round. Italian archaeological mission discovers a number of artifacts that date back to the Bronze Age in Salut settlement in the wilaya of Bahla. 34 kilometers of Batna Coastal Expressway are opened for traffic movement. Those are the headlines, and now for the news in details. His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for Relations and Affairs and International Cooperation, Special Representative of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, met Mitsuko Saito, Japanese ambassador accredited to the Sultanate. During the meeting, they reviewed the existing bilateral cooperation between the two countries in various aspects and ways of enhancing them within the framework of the good fraternal relations that join the two friendly countries. After 1 year of his chairmanship of the World Health Organization's round, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Saeedi, Minister of Health, handed over the presidency to the General Assembly at its 70th round. A successor for him will be elected in the upcoming period. In his opening speech, the Minister of Health said that the health system in the Sultanate has witnessed a qualitative development, putting the Sultanate on the top list of countries in terms of the effectiveness of health services and healthcare systems. He also called upon the World Health Organization to pay more attention to the Middle East region and support its health situation. The archaeological mission from the Italian University of Baeza working in the Sultanate discovered a number of artifacts that date back to the Bronze Age. It also found that the excavation area in Salut settlement in the wilaya of Bahla, places in which metals were processed and produced. The mission's excavation also discovered some pottery and Indian tools at Samahram archaeological site in the governorate of Dhofar, which pointed out to the existence of a temporary Indian community that resided in Samahram. The first pottery-made oven in the Arabian Peninsula was also found at the site. 34 kilometers of Batna Coastal Expressway were opened for traffic movement today. This part of the road is very important as it connects the wilaya of Shinas with the other wilayas and areas adjoining to Oman Emirates border. It extends from Lewa Junction near the new police station till Al-Aqar Junction in the wilaya of Shinas. The open part included 4 lanes for each direction, main junctions, bridges for wadis, car tunnels, weighing stations for trucks, culverts, and the rest area. It also provided with all traffic safety requirements. With this part, the total distance of the open parts of Batna Coastal Expressway project amounted to 115 kilometers. In order to facilitate sale of fish in summer season and the holy month of Ramadan, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth provided 400 outlets in various governorates and wilayas of the Sultanate. This came in a meeting organized by the ministry's officials with representatives of companies working in the sale and marketing of fish. Fish companies also set up a plan to operate fish trucks in all Sultanate's governorates. They also will provide the market with big quantities of fish during weekend days to cover the increased demand of fish by consumers. And still to come in our news bulletin. San Francisco is one of the most unaffordable cities in the world, and the locals are finding that the sky-high rents are following them. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The Royal Opera House Muscat announced its 2017-2018 season, which opens in September. The Royal Opera revealed in a press conference that the 9th season will include 90 works divided into 35 programs and 55 artistic shows. The new season will include a wide range of top-quality productions in many different genres, such as opera, concerts, ballet and dance, jazz, world music, musical shows, and other special events. The new season will start with Giuseppe Verdi's grand masterpiece Aida, set in ancient Egypt and brilliantly performed by world-class artists in an excellent production by Teatro Regio Torino. It will also include 5 famous operas, a co-production in collaboration with Opera de Rouen in France, and Arabic performances. The new season will take the Royal Opera House Muscat audience into a tour to discover different cultures and calls upon to discover the Omani culture and heritage. Intensifying efforts to improve tourism sector and mechanisms of taking advantage of the sector. The graduates topped discussions of the activities dialogue table between tourism companies. The activity organized by the Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry called upon the private sector to actively participate in improving the tourism sector, which serves in achieving the goals of the Omani Strategy for Tourism 2016-2040. The activities called upon the private sector to focus on investments in the tourism projects and come up with plans and solutions to boost commercial, industrial and tourism movement in the Sultanate. It as well aims at rendering facilities to investors and speed up the procedures of tourists at the ports of entry. It also aimed to increase the number of seats on tourism studies programs in addition to training and qualifying Omani tourist guides. In cooperation with the Kuala Lumpur Strategy and Consultancy Services, the Omani Authority for Partnership for Development hosted a technical training workshop for the Partnership for Development program with the theme, How to Manage Offsets Successfully, the Malaysian Experience. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi.
38 civil, military and security entities in the Sultanate have started recently implementing the principle of partnership for development in order to create more opportunities for the Omani youth and provide prominent projects that contribute in society development. Getting the utmost of the projects being carried out is the main focus of this workshop, which explains for the project undertakers in the public and private sectors how the society can reinvest the money spent on projects.
The workshop that we intend to run over the next 2 days is meant to share Malaysian experiences with officials of the Sultanate of Oman in terms of how Malaysia has embarked on offsets and has successfully implemented in realizing value through using it as a powerful economic tool for socio-economic benefits, for economic development, for capacity and capability building of the country, of bringing in new technology, human capital development and the like.
The 2-day workshop discusses key topics, particularly the methods whereby the program Partnership for Development is successfully applied. It also highlights evaluating the impacts of this program on different sectors, besides presenting successful models of international projects.
First day of the program provides a general overview with regards to what is this program, why this program is being, what is offsets, why offsets, and then we will give a lot of different case studies with regards to many other countries that has implemented this program and how this has benefited them and what is the success story and how the Omanis, the government of Oman can learn from this experience and how they can use this tool to provide economic development for Oman, because I think Oman has a lot of potential, and because Oman is also based on the economic development is based on oil and gas. So what about thinking about diversification and thinking about economic enhancement, creation of employment? So how can this tool create such opportunities for Oman? So the best practices that we bring in will show how other countries have done it, and then day 2 we will go more into the technical details of talking about technology. How do we evaluate technology in the case of offsets, and then looking at issues like negotiation, how do we effectively negotiate, thinking about risk factors and so on. So that's the comprehensive detail of the 2-day program.
Our experiences
Through organizing this kind of training workshop, the Omani Authority for Partnership for Development aims to enhance the skills development in the field of offset management, which leads to human capacity development. For the Sultanate of Oman Television English News, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
The Omani Authority for Partnership Development Programs were highlighted in a visual presentation in the Council of Oman before the members of the State Council. The visual presentation highlighted the authority's programs in economic diversification, finding sustainable economy, and developing human resources. It as well highlighted the authority's projects in Marine Technology Center and Aviation Academy and increasing the capacity of the private sector. The authority affirmed that it works on transferring the best international practices to state administrative apparatus, units, and implement training workshops for various military, civil, and security units. The presentation was attended by His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfoud al-Mandari, Chairman of the State Council. Follow-up implementation of the agreement of eliminating all forms of discrimination against women and enabling women to perform their roles in all sectors and aspects topped the meeting of the Committee of Implementation of the Agreement of Eliminating All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, CEDAW. The meeting also discussed representing women in elected councils and supporting her election campaigns, in addition to amending the clarified agenda about women indicators at the international system. The meeting reviewed a perception about the system of election shares, in addition to a number of issues related to harmful practices against women and most important steps taken in this regard. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Saeed al-Kalbani, Minister of Social Development. In continuation of the coordination between the Sultanate and Japan in the marine fields, Rear Admiral Abdullah bin Khamis al-Raisi, Commander of the Royal Navy of Oman, received Major General Tatsuya Fukuda, Commander of Japanese Combined Task Force 151 and Multinational Marine Forces charged with the responsibility of combating piracy, who is currently visiting the Sultanate. During the meeting, cordial talks were exchanged and issues with mutual concerns were discussed. Rear Admiral Commander of the Royal Navy of Oman also received in his office at Muaskar al-Murtafa'a Major General Jenny Black, Deputy Commander of the U.S. Central Command of Naval Forces, and his accompanied delegation, which is currently visiting the Sultanate. Both sides exchanged points of views and discussed a number of issues in the naval fields. Air Vice Marshal Matar bin Ali Al-Ubaidani, Commander of the Royal Air Force of Oman, received Major General Tatsuya Fukuda, Commander of the Japanese Combined Task Force 151 and Multinational Marine Forces, charged with the responsibility of combating piracy. During the meeting, they exchanged points of views in the military field and discussed a number of matters of common concern. The E-Women Integrated Forum for Female Entrepreneurs was inaugurated in Al-Zahra College under the theme Smart Women. The forum aimed to highlight female energies and competencies in the field of entrepreneurship. The forum gathered 20 female entrepreneurs in one place to help facilitate marketing of their projects. And the forum is considered as an opportunity to exchange experiences and skills among entrepreneurs. At the cost of more than 12 million Omani Riyals, Al Jazeera Group signed an agreement to implement, develop and manage abalone agriculture project at Sharbathat area in the Wilayat of Shalim and Hilaniyat Islands in the Governorate of Dhofar. The project will be established on an area of 300,000 square meters. It will help to raise the strategic stock of fisheries wealth in the Sultanate through producing 600,000 tons. The production process is expected to start in 2020, and the project also will contribute in bringing the best technology in the world in the field of marine aquaculture that will enhance quality of the products. High salaries at tech giants and startups in Silicon Valley are making housing unaffordable for many locals in other industries in San Francisco, and they're looking for alternatives. Here's a report.
San Francisco is consistently rated as the most expensive rental market in America and one of the most unaffordable in the world. Locals who'd moved out to the Bay Area are finding that the sky-high rents are following them.
The U.S. rose at about 15% in terms of the last 5 years in terms of rent, But in the East Bay, that's about 6 times faster. There's a thriving artist community in the East Bay, especially Oakland, and they're getting priced out. They're having to leave these areas because of the increases in prices.
Tired of paying over $4,000 a month, Heather traded in her traditional apartment in San Francisco for a shipping container in Oakland several years ago.
Here's the bathroom, and it has a shower and a fridge and an induction burner, oven, and then my bed's really high up because I wanted to be able to have a nice little living space underneath it.
And her lifestyle choice is now also her business. Heather builds, sells and rents out these converted shipping containers.
Get them from a container broker, and then we cut out holes for the windows and doors and reinforce them with angle iron, and we put spray foam insulation on them to make sure that they're really well sealed.
Last month, the average apartment in Oakland cost just under $2,800 a month, an increase of 56% over the past 5 years. That's pushing many to look for more creative solutions to their housing problems.
And now for the general weather forecast. Clear to partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas overlooking the Sea of Oman with chances of scattered rainfall. The rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies. Winds will be north to northeasterly light to moderate, occasionally active over the coastal areas, and seas will be moderate to rough with a maximum wave height of 2 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Saeed reviews with the Japanese ambassador the existing bilateral cooperation between the two countries. His Excellency, the Minister of Health, hands over the presidency of his chairmanship of the World Health Organization round to the General Assembly at its 70th round. Italian archaeological mission discovers a number of artifacts that date back to the Bronze Age in Salut settlement in the wilaya of Bahla. And 34 kilometers of Batna Coastal Expressway are open for traffic movement. With that, we come to an end to tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, good night.